Hey guys, welcome back to the MediaFusion Podcast. I am your host Andrew. This is my co-host Alex, and today we're doing the second part of our film review where we saw two movies. The first one was Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, and this is our second review for the movie The Long Walk by Stephen King. So let's just jump right into it. Thanks for being here and hope you enjoy the show. So what do you think about the movie The Long Walk? What's your first impressions?
I actually really enjoyed it. It was one of those things where I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, it's a simple premise.
Yep.
And then I walked into it, and it got straight to it. Got to meet some of the characters, did a little bit of talking, bam, long walk.
Yep.
And without giving away spoilers, it was a really brutal, sad movie.
It was definitely a drama.
it was like depressing. There's no happiness until the small banter jokes that the cast makes.
Yep.
Like when they're just
bonding.
walking, having fun. Yeah, them bonding. That's a good time. But rather than that, this movie's like, damn.
Yeah, straight sadness. Sadness.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. The cinematography was also pretty good, actually. Just like when it was showing like the landscapes and stuff, I thought was great. I thought the acting was also really good. This movie was directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed Hunger Games 2 through 5, and Hunger Games is also like that post-apocalyptic events because this movie takes place after a civil war, and I'm like, damn, he just knows how to make those feels.
Yep, sure does.
I thought the cast also did great. David Johnson, he was an alien Romulus.
Yep.
I thought he was the best part. I thought he was the best part of that movie, and honestly, he would bring out emotion in this one like crazy.
He definitely carried this film. This film quite a lot.
Copper Hoffman, he was good as the lead. I liked him as the lead as number 47.
Garrity, Raymond Garrity.
Yeah, Garrity, I liked him. Ben Wong, he was also pretty good. He was in Karate Kid earlier this year. And then the whole the other cast, majority we probably focus on eight people, really 8-9. I'll say it's a good amount of screen time, but we really focus on the two.
Raymond and what was his name? David John. No, Peter. Yeah, that was his name in the movie, Peter.
Yeah.
My thoughts. I liked it a lot. So basically, I did a little research on the film. So this book, the book by Stephen King, The Long Walk, it's his first book. Well, first story that he ever wrote, but it's not the first he's published. The first one he published was Carrie, I believe. But this is the first one that he wrote underneath his pseudonym, David Bachman or something like that. It was like his alias at the time or something like that. It's basically like a metaphor for the Vietnam War, which makes sense because the book came out like in 79, I think. Yeah, it came out in 79 and the Vietnam War ended in 75. So it's basically just a metaphor about how like the upper ruling class, the elites, used lower impoverished people to fight their battles in the wars through like propaganda and brainwashing. Because like all through this film, it's pretty much just like brainwashing. Like they took these young kids, disfranchised people, and they brainwashed them like, oh, you're doing your part, making your country seem better, putting that work ethic back into the people and some of that by making this long walk and getting gatted if you stop and some of that, which makes sense because the Vietnam War, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like we sent our youngest and like often like poor people to like this other country to fight this battle for like the rich elites for a battle that we shouldn't have even been in because we had no business being there, and it was just like a slaughtering. No one really won, and like at the end of it, nothing was really solved. So like, but like overall, this movie was really great. Like you said, like the acting, because like pretty much it's a simple story. It's pretty much just like these young kids walking, they walked, I forgot how many miles they walked, but I think it was up to like 300, 500 miles over like a few days that they were walking. And so like it really puts the emphasis on dialogues because that's where like most of the movie is about. It's just like the characters bonding with each other, then like the trials and like the feelings they get when one of them like falls, and like because you get 3 warnings, and after the 3 warning, you get hit in the head with a carbine and stuff like that. So it's like the emphasis on the dialogue and the bonding, that's what really made this movie stand out. And just like it was sad though, like you said, like it's sad, like there'd be little pockets of happiness where they're bonding over stuff, and like someone like starts to slack and they look back at him and they're like, 3rd warning, that's it, and then like blah, they get shot, then it gets all quiet. They're like, oh dang, oh man. Then the other details
that's a crazy thing too, because they didn't bring up the title card until I'm not gonna say the spoiler, but yeah, the title card doesn't come on until the first person gets bloodied, and then you're like,
yeah.
you're like, oh,
The long walk. Dang. And so that there's like the other details, like you would think about. It's like if you're walking, like how do you go to the bathroom? And they go into detail. You know, they show people like shitting and walking. You know, getting the runs and walking, pissing and walking and eating snacks, and it's pretty gross at parts. And like you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, because they get rations. They give them rations and stuff. But yeah,
rations. Give them water and stuff like that. It was a good story though, but because I was supposed to read the book before I watched the movie, but I had to choose between Demon Slayer and the book, and I decided to go with Demon Slayer. But at least from what I read from like the book, they definitely took some liberties, but which makes sense. They always take liberties with Stephen King books and stuff like that. Like at least where I got to in the book, like because like in the book, like when they start walking, it's like seen as like this whole spectacle, and like there would be like whole towns set up, and like there'd be like hundreds of people outside cheering them on and like having signs and stuff like that. But like in the movie, there's like no one out there to watch him. There was maybe like one or two people or like one family out there watching him with like a sign. The another thing they had was like in the book, which I understand why they left out, there was like some young girl. I think Steven said like even in the book she was like underage and stuff like that, and she was like the main character, Raymond Gantry's like main number one fan. She had like a fan inside, and he like ran off and like gave her a hug and like grabbed her butt and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I know what I'm doing when I get out. It like made a point that she was underage. And like in the movie, they just had like a young girl on the side, and they said she was 14, but she just like said, yeah, Raymond, and that was it. They left it at that. So I understand that. So, but yeah, Steven's a wild boy. And I'm glad they left out the racial element too, because he dropped a hard N-bomb in the beginning of the book. But there was definitely more black people in the movie compared to the book, I'm pretty sure, because I think there's only one black person in the book. So, but overall, like the film, it's an emotional watch though. It's an emotional time.
What would you give it out of 5?
I don't think I reviewed it on Letterboxd. I would give it a solid 4 for sure. Yeah, I'd say I'd give it a 4. Give it a 4 for sure. You know, 3 is like the normal baseline on my Letterboxd. It's like, yeah, you should check out this movie. You know, if you got the time, check it out. You know, but 4 is like, it's a good one time watch. I would say. You know, it's not something I would come back to multiple times, but like for the one time that I did watch it, I did enjoy it pretty much. What about you?
I gave it a 3.5. I enjoyed it. It's good. 3.5 is still a solid. It's a good grade. You know, it's almost. I thought it was solid. There were parts of it where the movie was like, it's because we kind of saw it pretty late. We saw it right after Demon Slayer.
Yep, at 9 I think started.
Yeah, so there was points where I was just like dozing off a little bit when it was just straight like them talking, but I was still like I'm paying attention. I'm understanding where they're coming from, some of their backstories of the characters, and when they were talking about their past and stuff. But
yep,
yeah, I will watch it again just to see other people's reactions.
Okay.
Just to be like, look at them like, I know what's about to happen. You know, stuff like that could be fun. But yeah, solid 3.5 for me.
Okay, cool. I think that's pretty much it for the regular review. Do you just want to jump into the spoiler review?
Yeah, we can jump straight into spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, so basically it starts off, you know, Raymond Gantry's the main boy. He's getting dropped off by his mother to like the meeting area with a long walk. And it's just like him meeting all the other boys and stuff like that. Then you meet the major, who is like the main guy who like puts on the thing, played by Mark Hamill. I caught that pretty quickly.
Yeah, Skywalker.
Yep. He has the sunglasses, so at first, but I mean, once you hear that voice, I mean, he definitely sounded like the Joker when he played the Joker in the animated series of Batman. He's got that raspy, deep voice and stuff like that. But yeah, they start walking and stuff like that, and then, you know, they're talking, and the boys start to make little cliques of themselves about like, oh yeah, we're gonna be friends. I mean, it's kind of hard to be friends with someone who's about to get killed at any moment, you know, and stuff like that. But that's where the movie shines. It's like these kids, even though they're facing their ultimate doom, they still find a way to like come together and like talk about their hopes, their dreams, what they're gonna do. Because like if you win the long walk, you get a huge amount of money and you get one wish. So they're all like talking back and forth, like, oh, what are you gonna do with your money, you know, and stuff like that. What do you do with your wish and stuff like that. And like Raymond, the main character, he doesn't let on about what he's gonna do with his wish because he's like insecure about it and stuff like that. then Peter eventually draws it out of him, and he's like, oh yeah, so I guess in this post-apocalyptic world, there's certain media, like literature, that's like banned. I think they said stuff like Chomsky and certain types of music was like banned, but his father was like, no, fuck that. So he like showed his son like these different literatures and some of that. Then one night the major comes with like some soldiers. They pull his family out the house, and he puts a gun to his dad's head. He's like, you have a chance here, boy. He's like, you gotta give yourself to the state. He's like, and he stood on business. He's like, that man. Shot him in the head. So like that just put that rage inside Raymond that once he wins, he's gonna wish for a carbine so he can kill the major to get that like revenge satisfaction for killing his father and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting and stuff like that. Then from there, Peter shows him that like that wish is like very like selfish in a way, because even that wish and like him even being in the long walk is very selfish, because like his father, he's gonna end up leaving his mother like his father left him. So he comes to a point where he's like exhausted, and he's like, oh Peter, I see the errors in my ways, I should have like, done that. He sees his mom on the side of the road, he runs and hugs her, he's like, Mom, I'm sorry, and stuff like that. And that was very touching too, because you saw him come to the realization that what he was doing was stupid and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think of some other points in the story that I thought were interesting. Oh, then we learned the backstory of Peter, because Peter has like this scar on his face, and they asked him about the scar, and he got real insecure about it, and on his chest too. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. But as the walk goes on, and they become more tired, exhausted, and they start to open up more, you find out that Peter, on the other hand, he didn't have like a family like Raymond, so he grew up like on the streets, and he like was sleeping in like ditches and fields and running around with like other lost, at-risk youth and stuff like that. Then I guess he picked a fight with some guy he said was like really good with like a hunting knife, and the guy like sliced his face open and sliced his chest, but like he couldn't even be mad at the guy because he was asking for it by picking a fight with him. So I thought that was pretty cool. Were there any points in the story that you really liked?
To me, it was just like one of those simple stories where I just like enjoyed it. Like every character did get like little sprinkles of time. So like the main ones were Peter and Raymond, but they also had two other friends. They had Hank, who was like, with chewing the gum and stuff, and he was pretty funny. If I win, I'm gonna get 10 naked ladies. I'm like, what, dude?
Just the simplest wish. Yeah, that was silly.
I'm trying to forget their other Baker. Was Baker the other friend, right? Was that his name?
Which one was Baker? I'm trying to think.
The one who just had a shit on the ground. I have to take a shit at least once a day.
The other black guy?
Yeah, his name's Baker. Number 6.
Yep.
Yeah, Baker. So like those were the main 4. Those are the crew, and it's one of those things where like every character was fighting for a different reason, right?
Yep.
And we learned that along the ways, because this is not a game where it's Hunger Games, is where like, oh, you got picked, you're going. These people volunteered to be in this game.
Yep.
And I know that you mentioned earlier like how many days they lasted. 5 days, and they that's how long. And I it might have been like, it was either between 300 to 500 miles until
it was somewhere around there.
It was in that ballpark, and they lasted 5 days. That night one though, when it was going uphill, because you need to walk at least 3 miles.
Yep.
Your pace, right? And you get 3 warnings. And I tried to do that at the gym this week. Like I just put my pacer at 3, and I was like, okay, this is like cool. But eventually, you're like,
yeah, you're getting cramps.
Because the first kid, he got a Charlie horse?
Charlie horse, which is like a cramp, more or less.
And he got it. He was like, this isn't fair. I was like, other kids are as well, like running further, like, because like the rules are you have to stay on the pavement. If you come after us, blow. If you run off course and try to run, blow.
Yep.
Yo, one thing is, how good is these soldiers' aim? They didn't miss once.
Nope.
Once, dude. It was.
They're waiting for that day, waiting for that time.
It's like they have auto aim. Oh.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep.
But yeah, there was some other like characters as well that, Steppins. He was the buff guy. And then his backstory too, that finding out that he's a bastard to Mark Hamill's character.
Yep,
yeah, yep. and that he has bastards like throughout, and did he say why he joined? Like,
because I think he said he wanted to like have a dinner with the Major if he won to let him know that he was his son. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
I think that's what he said.
Then we had Gary. Gary was tripping, dude. Like, Gary gaslit that one kid. So, do you think something was wrong with Gary? Like, was he on drugs or something? Because he was on like borderline, like, you know.
Barkovich? Yeah, he definitely had some problems, like some bipolar disorder or something like that. He definitely had some problems. So basically, Barkovich was like antagonizing this other guy that was walking. He was like making fun of his mom and stuff like that to make the other kid like swing on him until like he got enough warnings and he got shot. Then everyone was like, "Oh, Barkovich, you're a piece of shit," and stuff like that.
Like, I didn't mean to kill him.
I didn't mean it. I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not a killer. And they would always say like, "Oh, you're a killer." And they would just
Peter
set
was
him
giving
up.
him shit the whole time, dude.
Shut
up, killer. I was like,
yeah.
damn. I don't
was
talk
fucked
to
up,
killers.
Yep. I'm trying to think of another part. Oh, that one part where there's another scene where they start with like what it was like 50 kids, 50 or something like that.
It's 50.
Then like you just see them start whittling down. You saw how different other kids would start to lose their shit basically because they can't do it anymore. One guy, he fell over and he got ran over by a tank because like they had like it was kind of like this tank vehicle, this armored vehicle that like the soldiers would drive to keep up with them with like a giant mounted gun on the back, and he fell down and ran over his legs. And you see the whole thing. It cuts off his legs, and he's all like, "Yeah!" They shoot him and stuff like that.
No, the what's fucked up is the guy comes up to him and says, "Your second warning." I'm like, you ran over his leg, and you say this is your second warning?
I gave him a chance.
Hey, this is your second warning to keep walking. My man, you ran over his leg with a tank. Warning 3. To me, that was the part that messed with me a little bit is they waited even after warning 3 to kill you. They didn't kill you immediately. Warning 3, pow. They went like that's the up part where it's like they know they're there, right? It's like they're just there like I'm about to get shot right now, and it's legit like warning 3, and they just wait a couple seconds. They're like with Steppins, he yelled something, right? And it just bow. Same thing for Hank, right? Hank he couldn't keep walking. He was the first one of the 4 to like, all right, of the friend group to like, guys, I can't no more. I think his gum fell because he says, once my gum is done, I'm done.
Yep.
And
he was chewing that gum.
He took out his gum, he dropped it, and then he went back to the gun. To me, that was probably one of the most emotional scenes as well.
Yeah, then Arthur tried to go back and save him.
He tried to grab a gun to kill himself, and he got shot. And then one of the other friends went back. What's his name?
Arthur, the super black dude.
Baker. Is his name Arthur or Baker? Oh yeah.
Baker's his last name. Yeah.
Then Baker went back, grabbed them, and then that's when you see what's his name?
Garrity.
Garrity, Garrity
Raymond
went
Garrity.
back. Yeah, Garrity went back, picked him up, and it's like, "Are you dumb?" Oh man, that to me that was just like, "Fuck, dude." It's like you bond with these characters, and you're seeing them get picked off one by one. Also, like the one with like I don't know if he's Native American, but the one guy, he was like, "Yeah, fuck you guys, for doing this," and I'm just like, when he did that, I was like, "But you signed up though."
Yeah, I think he's definitely Native American. I'm looking at his profile now. He's pretty Native American.
If he's not, I'm sorry.
Joshua Odjick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was crashed out. He hated the soldiers, so he hella crashed out when he was at his end. He ran, took a carbine rifle, killed one of the soldiers, and they gunned him down. But I'll give it to him. Canadian. Yeah, there's a lot of Native Americans up there in Canada.
Yeah, he's from Quebec. Yeah.
Quebec. Then that other guy, when they were into the town, then he saw like the town where like he tried to run off into like the shopping mall or whatever. He got gunned down. Just couldn't take it anymore.
What type of running with that? I would have been kidding corners, dude. It was like doo. I would have been like my door.
But I mean, you saw their feet. After a while, their feet were like some guy like broke his ankle. He was just like walking on his bloody ankle and stuff like that. He couldn't do it anymore. Then the one that was really sad too was Arthur, the baker. That was really sad because like he was like, I think they said he was like hemorrhaging from because he had a nosebleed that just wouldn't stop, and he saw that he was delirious, and he was walking. He's like, guys, I think this is it. I just have one favor to ask.
For Baker.
Baker, and he gave him Garrity his cross necklace to give to his aunt or his mom or something like that. He's like, I just have one favor to ask. Just don't look when they do me in. It was so sad. He like falls back, and they shoot him, and no one looks back except for Stebbins. I think Stebbins looked back at him, but that was about it. But that was a pretty sad one.
Yeah, he told his boys because he was in the final 4 or final 5. That was like the final 4 or 5.
Yeah,
and he
I think
was like,
so.
He was like, yeah, and he just gave up, dude. He just like, shoot me, dude.
Yeah, he couldn't do it anymore.
I would have ran into the woods. But I'm trying to think. Okay, I did learn this earlier today that they did switch the ending of the book in the movie. They did switch the ending for the movie. So in the book, the winner is
Is it Raymond Garrity?
Yeah, Raymond.
That makes sense.
He wins. It does end up with Peter falling back, and Raymond winning. But in the movie, it does that thing where Raymond does fall back. I mean, not Raymond. Peter falls back. Raymond picks him up. He's like, "No, we're gonna keep going." And then Raymond falls back. So they switched it, different winners. So if you read the book and it was like, "Oh shit, they switched the winners." I mean, I don't know how you feel about that if you did read the book, but to me, it was a shocking ending. Like, "Oh, there's no way, dude," because the movie starts with Raymond, and so you're like, "Okay, he's the main character. He's the main character."
Yep. I kind of could see why they did that. I guess because Arthur, the guy who plays him, Johnson, probably because he's like a better actor, maybe more recognizable feature. So maybe that's why they went with him being the winner. Maybe, I don't know, because he definitely carried the film. But it was touching at the end. Then after Raymond gets killed, the major comes up to him. He's like, "Okay, boy, you got all the riches you could want. What's your wish?" And some of that, and he thinks he's like, "Oh yeah, I want a carbine rifle." He's like, "We can get you one of those." And he's like, "No, I want that one over there." He points to the soldier. He's like, giving the rifle. Then he like points out at him, and then the major's like, "Oh, you have a chance. You ain't gonna shoot me. You have a chance. Don't think about all the riches you want." And then he just blah shoots him down. Then I thought it was that really symbolic too, because after he shoots him, because like the final stretch where they're in this town and it was like raining and there's people everywhere, but after he shoots him, everyone's gone, and like he just walks off. So I think that's maybe like for a metaphor that maybe that like through him killing the major, maybe that stopped the whole thing. I'm not quite sure what they meant by that.
He just kept walking, and the movie just ended.
Yep.
Do you feel like that was an abrupt ending, or you feel like no, that was a conclusion?
It was a good conclusion. I mean, the only thing more they could have done is like showed, I guess, the aftermath. But I think that's what they were trying to do by showing that like everyone was gone after he killed the major. That was like the conclusion. I'm not sure what they meant by that, but open for interpretation.
Would you say this is one of your favorite Stephen King adaptations on screen? Shining, It, Carrie.
Probably not, but it's definitely a strong one. It's not like a bad adaptation, because I know a lot of
Pet Sematary.
A lot of directors and writers and producers, they take liberties with the story, but I'm not mad at it. I mean, I think one of my favorite adaptations that I've seen, it's not as bad as Cell. I hated that adaptation because the book is so strong, and like where they went with it with the movie was so bad. But Shining is good. Dr. Sleep is really good. But I mean, I feel like a lot of the books, they take their own liberties with the story, because like I think a lot of the writing of Stephen King might be problematic for the screen, because I know for It, they changed the ending because they run a train on the chick, I think. The story.
Don't bring that up.
So they had to cut that out, so I see why they do that. Which you're wild boy, Steven. But yeah, I mean, I'm not disappointed at all. So, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. What about you?
It's good. It's not my favorite either. But solid. Like I said, I gave it a 3.5. So really good movie. I would recommend it watching in theaters with some people, like with some friends. Family.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Go watch it.
Yeah. It's definitely a good group experience. So I guess is that it? Did the thing?
Yeah. Looks like we are done with the reviews here. Yeah, 2 great reviews. Demon Slayer.
Yes, sir.
Long Walk.
The long way.
You want to hit the outro real quick?
Yes, sir. So, thank you again for watching. This has been the MediaFusion Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew. This is my co-host, Alex. We just want to say thank you. Like, subscribe, share, and catch us for the next review. And we'll see you in the future.